Hello, I'm Dr. Angelo Landracina, aka DermAngelo. I'm a board-certified dermatologist and a skincare fanatic, and I am so happy to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. Today, we're talking about over-the-counter retinol and retinoids. So many of you asked me for my recommendations for starter retinols, so I decided to try out a bunch of OTC retinol products so you don't have to. Before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed and hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload. So retinol and retinoids are a family of molecules that have been used in skincare and dermatology for decades. Retinol is vitamin A. It's an essential vitamin for skin functioning. However, when it's used topically, it has many different benefits. Over the years, there's also been the development of retinoids, which are derivatives of retinol or vitamin A. These retinol derivatives tend to have higher potency, and there's tons of data to back up their use for conditions like acne and photoaging. Some of the benefits of retinol and retinoids include increased collagen production, improved skin texture, increased production of glycosaminoglycans such as hyaluronic acid that help to hydrate and plump the skin, normalization of pigment production, and anti-acne benefits, so they can help normalize follicular keratinization, and they have an anti-inflammatory effect. However, there are some downsides to using retinoids. Retinoids are notorious for causing irritation to the skin, and this can include symptoms like redness, flaking skin, stinging. However, the way in which you use your retinoids can help to reduce their irritation potential. I covered several methods for reducing irritation due to retinoids in my article, Topical Retinoids, What You Need to Know, which I'll link down below in the description. However, in general, the over-the-counter retinol or retinoid products do tend to be less irritating. So if your skin is pretty sensitive and prone to irritation to begin with, and you want to use retinol or retinoids for anti-aging purposes, it might be a good idea to start with an over-the-counter retinol product. Pros of using an OTC retinol product versus a prescription retinoid include that lower irritation potential, ease of access, you don't need a prescription to get them, and in general they are good for beginners. However, there are some downsides to going with an over-the-counter product. By and large, these products are not going to have the same level of clinical data to back up their use that the prescription products have. Because of that, they also can't make any drug claims. This makes sense since these retinol products vary so much. Like, to truly compare their efficacy, you would need to do head-to-head clinical trials, which we don't have. Now, I'm going to delve into some OTC retinol and retinoid products that I've tried. Part of the reason that I decided to give OTC retinol a try was because at the beginning of this winter, I did feel that my skin was starting to get a little bit more sensitive. The mainstays of my anti-aging regimen for the last few years have been Adapalene and tretinoin, and I felt like they were perhaps irritating my skin a little bit too much. That, together with the amount of questions that I got about OTC retinol products, kind of pushed me to try out a few and give you some reviews. Now, keep in mind, there was no rhyme or reason in me choosing the products that I'm about to talk about. They were all sent to me in PR. However, I think taken together, there are some things to learn from each of these products. First up, I did want to talk about Adapalene gel. The one that I happen to have on hand here today is the Effaclar Adapalene 0.1% acne treatment made by Roche-Posay. However, it is available from other brands. The Roche-Posay version is $29.99 for 45 grams. That comes out to about 67 cents per ml. So one of the advantages of using Adapalene, this was previously a prescription acne medication, meaning that we have a wealth of data about its efficacy in both acne and acne scarring. It came off patent a few years ago and is now over the counter, so it's very easily accessible, and I actually do recommend it as a starting point for a lot of my acne patients. Now, adapalene is a synthetic retinoid, meaning that it was synthesized in a lab, it doesn't come from nature, and one of the good things about that is that it is very stable. It doesn't have the same issues as retinol as far as using it during the day or using it with something like benzoyl peroxide. Adapalene is good to go in any routine with literally any other product. That said, just like the other prescription retinoids, I do find that this can cause some irritation. Generally, it's not as irritating as something like tretinoin or tazarotene, but this is the type of topical that you do want to start slowly. If you're looking to use it for anti-aging, it does hit many of the same receptors as retinol or tretinoin or any of the other retinoids, so it likely will have similar collagen boosting, tone evening effects that you might want in your anti-aging routine. There's a reason I've been using adapalene for years. Like, it works, the science backs it, and if your skin can handle it, I would say it's a good starting point. The next retinol product that I tried out was Naturium's Retinol Complex Cream. This cream has a blend of encapsulated retinol. The retinol is encapsulated in order to improve its stability. It's also formulated with bioretinols. These are plant extracts that either have retinoid-like action or are rich in retinol, to my understanding. And lastly, there's also bakuchiol in this product. Bakuchiol is a plant extract that's been shown through research to work on some of the same pathways as retinol and have some of the same effects with less irritation overall. Bakuchiol also has some added antioxidant benefits that retinol doesn't have, and some data seems to show that it might be a little bit more effective for hyperpigmentation than retinol itself is. It's formulated into a cream vehicle with some skin soothing ingredients like squalane to help improve barrier function and just overall moisturize the skin. What I like about this product was that it gave me no irritation at all. It's also just like a very well-composed night cream. Susan Yara, who's one of the founders of Naturium, always talks about how she likes to use this on nights when she wants just a simple routine to cleanse, put on her treatment and cream in one and go. And that's really what I loved about it, was the ease of use. If you're somebody who's just starting out your anti-aging routine and you're starting from scratch and want something really simple to go with, I feel like this is a great option. All you really need is a gentle cleanser and this, and that is your night routine. It's $20 for 50 milliliters. That's about 40 cents a milliliter, which is not that bad. Next up, we have the INKEY List's Retinol Serum. This has 1% Ready Star retinol, which is kind of a blend of ingredients that help to stabilize the retinol. It also has 0.5% of gram-active retinoid. Gram-active retinoid is becoming a little bit more popular in OTC products. You may have seen it featured prominently by The Ordinary. What gram-active retinol is actually a derivative of retinoic acid. So in the retinoid pathway, you have several steps that retinol goes through to reach its active form, which is retinoic acid. Tretinoin is basically retinoic acid, and part of the reason that it is more effective than retinol for certain indications is that it's immediately available to do its job once it's put on the skin. Gram-active retinoid is a derivative of that retinoic acid, so it's supposed to have some of the same availability of tretinoin without being as irritating. Gram-active retinoid seems to have some promising data behind it, but most of it is from the manufacturer, so we have to take it with a grain of salt. This is a pretty light feeling serum. I feel like one of the things that the INKEY List does well is come up with products with textures that go really well into a multi-step routine. I also didn't have any irritation when using this at all, so it was very gentle on my skin. It's only $9.99 for 30 ml, so that's about 33 cents per milliliter. So this won't break the bank. I feel like this is a good product if you're somebody who is on a budget, just trying retinol for the first time, Or if you're the type of person who already has a really well built out night routine with multiple steps, if you just want to add a retinoid to that, I feel like this is a good serum to include. Next up, we have the Glow Recipe Avocado Melt Retinol Sleeping Mask. Okay, I know that you probably would not expect it coming from me, but like I just stan Glow Recipe. I feel like their formulas are so nice on the skin. Also, like everything just like really smells and feels nice. So like I really feel like I'm pampering myself when I'm using their products. This sleeping mask was no exception to that. It has encapsulated retinol. It also has PHA, polyhydroxy acids. These are exfoliating acids like the alpha hydroxy acids, but they're a little bit gentler on the skin and they help with skin hydration. They've also added some antioxidant rich ingredients like avocado and matcha. I like this stuff a lot. It feels great on my skin. It feels very hydrating. It is never irritating. It's a little bit pricier, so it's $49 for this 70 ml size. That's about 70 cents per milliliter. Glow Recipe also sent me their Avocado Melt Retinol Eye Sleeping Mask. I mean, look how cute this is. It's like it had a baby. This is not just a dupe of the other sleeping mask, it's a little bit different. It has retinol as well as niacinamide to kind of enforce the skin barrier in the sensitive eye area. They've also included coffee berry for its antioxidant benefits. Now, many of you probably know already that I always say like eye cream is a scam. Here is the situation in which it is not. So if you're trying to achieve a different goal in the eye area than you are in the rest of your face, it is fine to use a separate eye cream. So say you're using tretinoin on the rest of your face, but it's a little bit too strong for your eye area and it irritates your eye area, you might want to go for a eye cream with retinol instead. That way you could get some of those retinoid benefits to the eye area without the irritation. However, the price point on this is a little bit steep. It's $42 for 15 milliliters. That comes out to $2.80 per ml. Recently, Ramon of Glow by Ramon fame, who I stan, pointed out that the regular formula for the rest of the face isn't that irritating either, so rather than going for both, you could probably just use this on the whole face and you would be fine. That's how gentle it is. Lastly, we have the IT Cosmetics Hello Results Wrinkle Reducing Daily Retinol Serum in Cream. Now, before I start talking about this is not shade, I'm not being shady, I'm just being honest about my experience with this product. It is $69 for 50 mLs. That's $1.38 per milliliter, so this is not cheap. It includes a mix of both free and encapsulated retinol. That means you'll get some retinol that's immediately going into action on the skin, while more retinol is kind of released over time. They've also included niacinamide in the formulation, which will help to reinforce barrier function and is a good companion to retinol for hyperpigmentation, and other vitamins like B5, which will help hydrate and soothe the skin. It also does have a very noticeable fragrance in it. That's not an issue for me. I know it's an issue for some of you. It also comes in this airless pump. Airless packaging is a little bit controversial because it's not always the easiest to recycle. It does, however, keep the product good for longer. It extends the shelf life. It also gives you a metered dose, so like one pump, that's basically one dose right there, so it takes out the guesswork for you. I just made a mess. Now, when I first received this product, I was pretty excited about it. IT Cosmetics has an advisory board of derms and plastic surgeons, including some dermatologists that like I really admire, so I thought that this was going to be the perfect product for me. However, I found it really irritating. Like literally after the first use, I had irritant dermatitis around my eyes. So I looked at some of the online reviews of this product and it seems like I am not the only person who's getting really irritated by this stuff. By and large, it's got really positive reviews, so I guess maybe it's just my sensitive skin. However, like there's a little bit of a question mark because I feel like there's a chance that this is just really strong. They actually did a 12-week clinical study on this. Obviously, it was funded by the brand itself, so you have to take it with a grain of salt. They say on their website that over 12 weeks, their subjects had a 35% firmer feel to the skin, 22% reduction in wrinkles, and 25% reduction in dark spots. However, they don't really talk about the specifics of how the study was done or how those measurements were taken, so, I mean, you can't really do anything with that. They also say that it penetrates 15 layers into the skin in 1 hour. I'm having a hard time knowing what those 15 layers are. You have your stratum corneum, your lucidum, your granulosum, your spinosum, your basale, and then you just have dermis. So, I mean, I don't know what that means. So basically, IT Cosmetics, I really appreciate that you're bringing derms in on the development of your cream. I just would love to see a little bit more transparency about the study that you did. Not many skincare companies are doing clinical studies about their products, so it's something I want to see more of. I would just love the transparency. I would say this product is for you if you don't have sensitive skin, if you don't mind fragrance in your products, maybe if you're like a little bit more of an experienced retinol user. And there you have it. That's how I feel about all of these retinol products. We have some really good ones in the batch there. Feel free to sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of these products, or if you have a favorite retinol product that you think I should try. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed. Also, hit that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload. Ciao.